Good evening. Thank you for joining us, whether live or on VOD. I am Ben, and we are the boys from the Baltic Star, and we play narrative type gaming. And sometimes that means traditional tabletop games. But tonight I'm joined by Ewan to play some classic fighting fantasy game book. In fact, the original one. Ewan, how are you, sir?
Hello, I'm very good, thanks, Ben. Very good. Yes, quite excited because you never know what's going to happen.
Well, we played this one through a long time ago, and we lost out badly at the end, but we survived. I think we were not flawlessly successful, shall we say? And
Yeah,
then last week or the week before, we played book 50 in the series, of which this was book one. Return to Firetop Mountain, and so we thought maybe it's time to revisit the first one because we'd forgotten everything, of course, and couldn't remember where we'd been or what we'd done.
yes, yes, indeed.
Yeah. So, as we were advised before we played it through the first time, there's actually a sort of halfway break in the story when you hit a river. And we played through until we hit the river last session. So this is the second part of our second run through of Warlock of Firetop Mountain. We have our characters. Mine is now doing pretty well on skill, is not ideal on stamina, and is a bit low on luck at starting values. But we have kind of been topped up. We've just had a good little bit right towards the end, which topped us up. How's your character looking? Is he okay?
Yeah, I'm reasonably happy because we are back to. In fact, we are above our starting skill. So my starting skill of 11 is now a 12, which is quite nice.
Well, that's excellent.
Um,
Yeah.
my stamina is not quite as good, and my luck is decidedly just below average. But yeah, I'm confident. I think we're doing okay. Seem to be in a good position.
I agree. We are clearly, in a very, very strong position because this is a book with 400 paragraphs, and we start on paragraph 344. That's got to be a good sign, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, we just go from one from beginning to end.
Yeah, from one to the other.
And
I can't imagine what that. I wonder if any of the books have ever made sense. Obviously, it's not the game that you'd expect to play, but I wonder if any of them have ever accidentally told a different story if you just read the paragraphs
we have to try
in their
doing that.
numerical order.
We have to try doing that at some point. Just get plenty of alcohol
Mm,
and start at paragraph one and ignore all the choices and just read one, two, three, four. See if it tells a story and how long it is before you encounter a "you suddenly die" paragraph.
oh well, yes, of course that is the problem. There are those. So yeah, it might be an even shorter than usual game if we did that. To
You
be
never
fair.
know.
Hmm.
We're going to have to do that at some point with plenty of booze, and see if we
Yeah,
can
I think
spin a
that's a good
narrative
idea.
tale that way.
I like it. I like it.
Okay, so without any further ado, it is time to get started and find our way forward. We are very solidly enmeshed in the story at this point. We have found one key with the number 99 written on it, a gleaming sword.
Yes.
I still
Yep.
have two potions of fortune, which is very handy.
That is, I only have one potion of strength left, alas. Or one half of a potion. I think that's how it works, isn't it?
Yes, and amazingly, we've managed to get through with just one piece of gold each.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
I seem to remember we were richer at this point last time.
I do think so. I'm I'm holding out for the end. I think all the riches are going to come at the very end.
Yes.
Definitely.
And as we know from past experience, there is a labyrinth to come in this book.
Which I think ate up a good chunk of time during the our last playthrough. I think we spent a reasonable amount of time in the said labyrinth.
Okay, so we have to make a start. You sheathe your sword and walk up to the water. Is it safe to swim? Although you cannot see any immediate signs of danger either in the water or around its banks, there is no way through on the north side of the river. You suddenly notice a gleaming sword lying on the riverbed several steps in. You wade in to retrieve it. It's light in your hand, far less cumbersome than your own weapon, and it has a keen edge. This marvellous weapon will add a point to your skill when you use it. A mysterious voice speaking directly to your mind seems to be telling you to throw your own sword into the river. Will you? So we can throw our swords into the river, or keep both swords.
Yes, I remember this dilemma at the end of the last.
Yes.
Sure.
I mean, some people might have used the gap between the last time we played and this one to actually make a decision.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's not us. So, what do you think? There's no obvious, solution. I'm tempted to say, only need one sword.
Yes, I agree. I think the worst thing that will happen is it'll be like you throw it into the river and nothing happens. You feel sad that you now only have one sword, like that classic rubbing your face in a bad decision, but not actually punishing you for it. Is what my gut is telling me. But that's I don't think it makes too much difference going forward.
Okay,
hopefully.
So you happy to pelt the river with swords?
Yeah, if that's
let's give it a shot.
What you think?
Yes, we will do so. So we turn to 56. As your sword splashes into the water, a bubbly voice says, "Thank you." It now seems that the only way onwards is to swim downstream to the east. You plunge into the water. Turn to 399. Wow, we're very close to the end. The current is strong and takes you swiftly downstream. This is to the east. You're washed along through a narrow opening and out into a large cavern with banks on both sides. The current washes you onto the south bank. Turn to 218. Okay. You're on the south bank of an underground river facing across its black depths. There appear to be 4 ways of crossing. To your left, a rusted bell bears the sign, "Ferry service, 2 gold pieces. Please ring." There's a small raft in front of you on the bank with a long stick resting beside it. You could punt across the river. A rickety old bridge crosses on the right. Or we can swim.
Wow. I'm sure we were assured that it would only cost us 1 gold piece. I think
we were told that
inflation is terrible. So we don't have 2 gold pieces, do we?
No, I mean we do, but it's 1 each, if you know what I mean. We don't have 2 for the crossing. We we cheesed it because we didn't know exactly what it would say if it said one per person or whatever. So we've got one per person. Yeah.
So I guess our options are swim or punt
Or cross the bridge.
or cross the bridge.
Or I suppose we could summon the ferryman and try and talk him down.
That's true. That's true. That might be an option. I mean, I suppose it'll ask us whether we've got the coin. So there must be a way around it. In theory.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I'm tempted to say swimming has to be the worst choice, because the worst that happens if we punt or go over the bridge is that the punt sinks and the bridge breaks and whatever, and we're swimming.
Yeah, I agree.
So swimming has to be a last resort. So, what do you fancy? Shall we try ringing the bell and seeing if we can talk him down to one?
Yeah, let's give that a go. I don't think that can end too badly, can it? He says.
Well, it could end terribly, and again, I can't remember what we did last time.
No, me neither.
Let's try ringing the bell and see what it says.
Yeah.
The bell gives a dull clang, and after a few moments you see a withered old man climb into a small rowing boat moored on the north bank. He rows slowly across to you, moors the boat, and limps towards you. He asks you for 3 gold pieces. When you protest at the price, he mumbles some flimsy excuse about inflation. He begins to get angry at your protestations. Do you pay him the 3 gold pieces or threaten him? Well, I don't really want to threaten him, but we don't have the 3 gold pieces.
No, it kind of makes the decision for us.
Yeah, it does, I'm afraid. So I'm afraid we have to threaten him. It wasn't really what I wanted out of this, but what are you going to do? So we turn to 127.
Yeah. That makes sense.
He doesn't take at all kindly to your threats. As you argue and his anger builds, you notice a transformation taking place. He begins to straighten up and grows physically stronger in front of your very eyes. His face and arms grow hairy, his teeth become sharp and pointed. You must make a quick decision. Will you offer him 5 gold pieces to calm him down, or prepare to attack him? Once again, the problem here is we don't have that kind of money.
We can offer him 5 gold pieces. Whether or not we can actually pay it is a completely different
Well, unfortunately, it says,
issue.
Will you offer him 5 gold pieces to calm him down, deduct this from your gold and turn to 272? Or prepare to attack him? I'm afraid we're going to have a fight.
We are indeed.
Oh, that's awful.
We are indeed.
188.
It's so unlike us.
Yes, our psychology is not really equipped for this. He now stands just under 2 meters tall. He advances towards you. His body is hairy, his teeth are pointed, his eyes flash. His fingernails are sharp claws. His nose has become a rat-like snout. He is a were-rat. Okay, so we can have a battle. We can choose to escape, giving him 1 free hit on us. In which case it's run over the rickety bridge. Or we can fight him and kill him. His skill is 8 and his stamina 5, so I think we've got him on paper.
Yeah. I don't mind, Ben. I'm happy either way, I think, with this one. Feels like
I don't really have enough stamina to just give him a free hit on me.
so you'd rather roll.
I'd rather fight him, I think, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's do that then. To
Okay.
battle. Plus, he's obviously got loads of gold coins from all the 5 gold coins that people
It's
have been
quite
paying in.
possible, yeah.
3 at the least.
Yeah. Right, so I'm rolling to attack. And that's a 9.
Mine is an 18.
Yeah, so mine's a total of 19. That's encouraging. And the were-rat rolled a 3 plus 8 is 11. So his stamina is now 1.
Good choice, Ben. Good choice.
Well, we'll find out in a moment.
Well, yeah, that's true. I don't want to speak too soon.
And I've rolled an 11. A total of 21.
Ooh, that is nice. Mine is an 8 for a total of 20.
And he's rolled a 7 for a total of 15. He is dead. So if we win, we turn to 342.
I mean, I feel a bit bad, but if you're not going to be, you're not going to be open to discussions and a bit of bartering with your business, then
Absolutely.
you're kind of in the wrong business, I think, being a ferryman.
The were-rat slumps to the ground. You search his body and find 2 gold pieces, his fare from the last crossing. You curse him for trying to overcharge you. Add 2 gold pieces to your gold and row yourselves across the river. Okay, so I think for our purposes that's 1 gold each, isn't it?
Yeah, that makes sense.
For gameplay purposes, so I'm now up to 2.
He's not going to have two crossings worth on him just because there's 2 of us.
Probably not.
In this case, I would say.
So we are across the river, and as we moor the boat on the northern bank, you look back at the body. It has vanished. Turn to 7.
Oh.
That could be bad. You're on the north bank of a fast-flowing river in a large underground cavern. Turn to 214. Okay.
That was a lot of turning very quickly, and we're a long way away from 399 where we ended up.
Yes. Okay. Facing northwards, the rock face is smooth and glistening with moisture. Moss of many different hues grows on the surface. There is an eerie silence punctuated only by the splashings of the river as it flows behind you. You have 3 options. A passage runs off to the northwest. A large timber door is directly in front of you in the middle of the rock face. Or another passage runs out along the river eastwards. So, we can, we can follow along the bank of the river to the east, head off to the northwest through a passage, or there's a large timber door directly in front of us. So there's a door, you see.
Well, that is the crux of the matter, I believe.
Yeah.
And the rules clearly state if there is door, we enter.
Yeah, we have to try the door, don't we? It's the way we do things. And it's probably a terrible, terrible choice, but it is the only choice we have. So, I'm afraid we have to open the timber door directly in front of us and turn to 104. You find yourself in a short, narrow passageway with a door ahead to the north. You try this door. Turn to 49. We get extra door.
It's a self-fulfilling door that just leads to more doors that we must go through.
The door squeaks open on rusty hinges. The room is dark, and your eyes begin to adjust themselves as you close the door behind you. You hear a shuffling in the room, but before you can react, a blow to your head knocks you senseless.
Oh.
Lose 2 stamina points. Oh, great. 2 stamina points. Okay.
Yep.
And turn to 122.
Two stamina.
You awake with a throbbing head and look around. The room is about 8 meters square, with doors in the north and south. You've been dumped in the southwest corner. Standing motionless in the centre of the room are 4 men. At least they appear to be men. Their skin is a greeny grey colour. Their clothes are tattered and torn, and they're all staring vacantly at the ceiling. One carries a club, one a scythe, one an axe, and one a pick. They are ignoring you completely. Around the room are various peasant-style weapons: pitchforks, axe handles, pointed sticks. 1 or 2 shields and several barrels. In the northeast corner is a human corpse with a sword in one hand and a shield in the other. You move your hand up to your head to feel for signs of blood, and you're relieved to find you're not bleeding. But as your hand moves, the strange creatures in the centre of the room turn their eyes down towards you. So, we can try to talk to them, jump to our feet and charge them with the sword, or scramble for an exit through the south door. Truthfully, they look creepy. There is an illustration. I'm tempted to say we have to investigate everything, don't we? Because we never know where we might find a key.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
So do we try to talk to them? Or attack them? What do you think?
I mean, the last time we tried to talk to somebody, it ended up in attacking anyway.
True, and that
but
might
not
be
necessarily.
That might be the upshot, of course. It might actually be that it's just an attack.
I mean, I'm always tempted to talk to people rather than just attack them. But
well, let's try. If it turns
situationally,
if it turns out they're not interested in a talk, then I guess it'll be an attack anyway. But let's try.
Yeah.
Okay, we will try to talk to them. 268. This could be a terrible, terrible choice.
It could very well be.
Their vocabulary is limited to a series of moans and groans. They appear not to be intelligent at all. Furthermore, your conversation merely serves to attract their attention to you. They grip their weapons, and it looks as though you'll have to fight them. However, there's a slim chance that you could make it to the door you came through. So we can try for the door, or take them on in combat.
It's tough, Ben. It's a door. But I don't particularly feel great about going back in the direction we came from. I'm not a big fan of doubling back on myself.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, there are
I'm
4
open
of
to
them.
suggestions. No, that is true.
To be fair, though, there are 2 of us, and I suspect it'll say take them in turn, so we'll probably have to do 2 each. But they are skinny guys with peasant weapons. We should have them, shouldn't we?
You'd think so with our extra super fancy sword that we got from the
Absolutely.
river.
I think I'm with you. We shouldn't leave until we've at least found out what's here.
Yeah.
So that means we're going to have to fight them rather than run away. And to be fair, they did attack us first.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we tried to start up a conversation.
Yeah, and they attacked us for just walking into the room.
Well, yes, that is also true.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Okay, let's see if we can have a battle. 282. Because maybe this will be a terrible, terrible thing, or maybe it will be an okay thing. Okay. The 4 creatures shuffling towards you are mindless zombies. Their vacant eyes suggest that their actions are controlled by a will which is not their own. You're still too dizzy to think properly, but you must act quickly. The first zombie reaches you and prepares to swing his club. You must fight him. So he is skill 7, stamina 6.
Oh, is this one at a time?
Well, it says if we defeat him, then we take on the other 3 in turn.
Slow-moving zombies.
Yeah. And they are all weaker than him. Actually, he's the top-notch zombie.
Ooh.
So skill 7, stamina 6. Let's see what we can do. I've rolled a 9 for a total of 19.
Mine is an 8 for a 20.
And he has rolled a 12 for a 19. So if he's gone against you, well, it doesn't matter who he's gone against because I haven't managed to hit him, but you have. That's the upshot. So his stamina is down to 4, and we go again.
Wonderful.
I've rolled a 6 for a total of 16.
Mine is a 6 as well for an 18.
And he has rolled a 3 for a total of 10. He's done.
Ooh, very nice.
It then says, if you defeat the first zombie, add 2 luck points. If you can. I mean, I'm actually full strength on luck at the moment.
Yes, as am I. But it's nice to know anyway.
Yeah. And then we turn to face the other 3. So, the first 2, the one with the scythe and the one with the pick, are each skill 6, stamina 6. So, so you take one and I'll take the next.
That sounds like a plan.
6 and 6. Okay. Right, I've rolled a 10, which means he's down to 4. He can't beat me.
Ooh. I too have rolled a 10, which means he can't beat me. Hello, Infinite Monkey Tales. I hope you're doing well.
Thank you for joining us.
You join us just as we're in battle. I mean, we're always fighting things, aren't we, Ben?
Yeah, absolutely. It is our way.
What can you say?
We always reach for combat first. Yes. Right. Yes. Next, round 2. I've rolled an 8. And so has he. He takes another hit.
Mine is an 8, which I think is out of reach. That's a 20, isn't it? So yeah, mine takes a hit as well.
Excellent. So, round 3. I've rolled a 7 for a total of 17. And he has rolled a 9 for a total of 15. So he is done.
Mine's a snake eyes. It's going to come eventually for a 14 total.
Okay.
And they have rolled a 9 for 15. So that is me down.
You've taken a
2
hit.
stamina. I have indeed.
Right, I'm going to move on to the third zombie then.
Oh, cool.
Get
That makes
started on him
sense.
because.
It's very, very good of you, Ben. Thank you.
Well, I think the second one. He's only got one hit left, hasn't he?
In theory, yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, I've rolled a 7. He's rolled an 8. He's taken a hit.
Mine is a 10 for a 22. That is my zombie down.
Excellent. Right, the remaining zombie has skill 6 and now has stamina 3. So if we roll well enough, we could do him this turn.
Very good.
I've rolled a 7. And so has he.
So have I.
Excellent. Then in that case, he's definitely done because his skill is 6. We defeat all 4 and turn to 115. The poor wretches lying dead at your feet almost look happy to be relieved of the burden of life. But as you look down at them, you sense that you're not the only one to know of their deaths. Looking around the room, we can investigate the weapons lying around, go over to the dead body in the corner, or check the barrels.
Tough choice. I mean, I feel as though we've already we've recently picked up a weapons upgrade.
I agree. And a barrel is kind of a door.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's certainly made out of the same thing as the wooden door on the way in.
Absolutely.
And it can be opened?
Yeah.
In theory?
Well, yeah, let's check the barrels. You never know. There's probably something horrible in them, but give it a shot, right?
Yeah.
3:30. The barrels contain a clear brown liquid. You sniff it. It smells like rum. You taste it. It is rum. You cup your hands, pour some in, and take a swig. You gasp, by golly, it's good. Restore 6 points of stamina and 1 luck.
Whew.
That can top me back up on stamina.
Yeah, me too. Very helpful.
Then says turn to 81. A noise startles you, prompting you to leave the room quickly. You walk up to investigate the north door. Turn to 205. Okay. So I guess we only get one thing from that space.
Yeah.
Mind you, it was a helpful thing.
Yes, indeed, especially after the fight.
The door opens and you find yourself in a dark crypt of some kind. The room is very large. At one end is an altar and various coffins are strewn about the room. There's a door behind you in the south wall and also one in the west wall. If you want to investigate the room further, turn to 254, or if the place gives you the creeps, you can leave via the west door. Well, the place does give me the creeps, but we are looking for a second key, aren't we?
We are indeed. Yes. Yes. We have one. We were told we need two, although we were told we need
Yes.
one gold for the ferryman, but that was a lie
We've been
apparently.
lied to before, yes.
But at any rate, we probably more than likely need at least one more key.
Yeah. You happy to investigate further?
Yeah.
Okay. We will turn to 254. The silence is deathly. A slow drip startles you as you creep around the coffins. The altar is ornately carved and studded with jewels. Beautifully woven drapes hang from the walls, although they are threadbare in places. There are 3 coffins in the room. A creaking noise makes you whirl around, and the light from your lantern falls on the largest coffin. It is opening. As you watch, a tall man with a white face sits upright. His eyes open and fall on you. His expression changes from one of tranquility to one of abject hate. His mouth opens and a terrifying hiss comes from his throat. His teeth are wolf-like. He beckons you to come over. So, we have 4 options. We can approach him as he wishes, draw our swords and prepare to fight, reach into our bag for another means of attack, or run for the west door.
I'm gonna be honest. Well, I don't know. At least, I mean, this one's beckoned us. At least the other people that we tried talking to, it has not gone well so far.
It's the fact that his expression has changed to hate.
Well, yes, yeah, there is that.
And he seems to be probably a vampire and potentially very, very dangerous. I'm glancing at what I've got in equipment. I don't think I've got anything that's particularly good at dealing with the undead.
I don't know. Are rucksacks useful when it comes to undead things?
Sure,
I
as
don't
long as
think
they're
they
full
are.
of holy water and
I think that's
stakes.
one of those urban myths, isn't it? Oh yeah. There is that. Mine is not, however. So
No, nor is mine.
should we should we flee?
Yeah, I like the idea of it being a door, actually.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
I feel
The
logic says
option
we
is
should run for
there.
the door. Let's give it a shot. We'll turn to 380. You'll probably find we have to kill this guy in order to get a key, but I mean, who knows? We will turn to
The
380.
door is locked.
Okay. You're in a narrow east-west corridor. Looking westwards, you can see a crossroads ahead. You go on to the crossroads, turn to 37. Standing at the crossroads, you can either go north, west, or south. That's all the information we have.
Well, I suppose in theory, from the direction we were going last game, we are attempting to still go north. In theory.
Yes, that's true.
But we do need to collect some things along the way.
So maybe, yeah, that's a fair point. If we head south, we might get back to that northwest passage that we ignored.
That could very much link up potentially.
And if that does,
well,
then we might catch something we'd missed potentially.
Yeah. Going off of my map alone, which, let's be honest, the scale, the quality or the scale are neither.
It is purely going off the map, but nonetheless, it is a very beautiful map. So I feel it should be obeyed.
Let's give it a go.
Let's head south. Turn to 277. You're in a short passageway which comes to a dead end several meters ahead of you.
Oh.
You can search for secret passages, return to the crossroads and go north or west. Well, if it offers us secret passages to search for...
Yes, in fact, I think this is the first one that we've come across that we've been offered
Yeah.
a search, isn't it?
When it offers you something like that...
Mm.
Um,
Let's give it a go.
let's try searching for secret passages. 146. You find no secret passages.
Oh.
You return to the crossroads and go either north or west. Okay.
Well, that set the tone, I suppose,
It has,
for the second half of the book.
Ultimately, I think we do need to go north. But following the same sort of logic, that passageway from the beach set off to the northwest.
Yeah.
So it might link up in the west, maybe?
Yeah. Could happen. Or there just might be something entirely different.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Let's try west, because we can always go north, when the time comes.
Yeah. So
definitely. We'll turn to 11.
There haven't been many go south options, to be fair.
You follow the passage westwards until it turns it round a corner to the south. Just before the bend is a signpost which reads, "Under construction." In front of you is the beginning of a stairway leading downwards. Only 3 steps have been built so far. A number of shovels, picks and other tools were lying on the ground by the steps, but as you turned the corner they suddenly flowed into action and began working on the steps. You're now watching various tools digging and hammering as if being handled by invisible workers. A humming chant becomes louder and you recognise it as, "Hi ho, it's off to work we go." As you stand watching, you start to chuckle. The scene is quite amusing. You sit and watch, and even manage to chat to some of the magical tools. We can gain 2 stamina and 1 skill point while we relax. Unfortunately, I don't need any stamina, and it doesn't say you can increase your max skill. So I can't use that either.
No, I am very much the same after our... what was the beverage we consumed? Was that rum?
Rum, yes. We had rum.
The rum helped.
Okay. So after that relaxing interlude, we go back to the passageway where we can go north or south, but we've already done south, so north it is. Turn to 366. So after all our discussion, it turns out north was it, in fact.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You're following a passageway which leads ahead to the north. After several metres, it bends sharply to the east. You continue eastwards until you eventually come across a narrow opening in the north wall. We can go through the opening or continue eastwards. I don't know. I'm torn. Continuing eastwards sounds like we're switching back and forth and going everywhere. But the narrow opening implies that it may just be a little chamber or something in the north, rather than a route.
Oh yeah,
north.
rather than the actual.
Yeah.
The way.
Yeah, and I have no way of knowing which it is, so I am torn.
Yeah. We Could always roll a dice if you wish.
Sure.
I very much would agree with your logic. I think that makes sense.
Okay, let's say opening is 1, 2, 3, and continue eastwards is 4, 5, 6. That is a 1. So we're going to go through the opening. Turn to 89. You climb through the opening and find yourself at the top of a narrow staircase leading downwards. Cautiously, you descend the stairs. Turn to 286.
Mm.
The narrow staircase is cut into the rock, and there are about 20 steps leading down. At the bottom of the steps, a passageway leads you into a large open chamber. This chamber stinks of putrefying flesh. The smell is so bad that you're tempted to turn back. 3 bodies lie in the chamber. You may either search the bodies or tiptoe quietly through the room. Search bodies or tiptoe quietly through. This is another one of those where it says, do you want to search the first body, the second body, the third body, or tiptoe through the room? So the chances are one of them is a good thing to search, and one of them's a terrible thing to search, and one of them might be another terrible thing to search. Who knows?
Yes, that feels like the balance of the game, to be fair. Well, we do still need the key.
We do. We're going to have to search, aren't we? Oh, God. I mean, if they turn out to be zombies, we know we can kill those.
No, that's very true. That's very true.
All right, let's try searching the first body and just go through them in sequence, and just because if we're going to end up searching them, we'll search them all anyway, won't we?
Yeah, if we do one and it turns out to be a bad thing, we'll be like, oh, well, surely the next one won't be a bad thing as well.
Yeah,
we've just increased our chances of finding that one good one that is definitely in here, and they're definitely not all bad things.
So we'll search the first body. Turn to 294. You find 5 gold pieces in the pockets of the corpse. Enter these on your adventure sheet and add a luck point for your find. Well, that's handy. If I take 2 of them and you take 3...
you take the 3, Ben.
If you insist.
I'm happy, yeah.
I don't think it makes a lot of odds, but...
No, if we ever come across anything where we need an extra gold, I'll look at you and batter my eyelids.
So we can search the second or third bodies or tiptoe through the room. I mean... It's kind of like... You know one of them is actually going to come to life and kill us, right? But I don't even know if tiptoeing through the room will stop them waking up.
No. That is very true.
I vote we just keep searching, because whatever happens, it happens. But
yeah, and 3 of them aren't going to jump up now, surely. I mean, it might happen, but
we're probably down to just 1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll turn to 275 and search the second body. As you move over towards the second body, you accidentally kick the third corpse on the floor. Its eyes flick open and it quickly sits up and slashes at you. Test your luck. If you're lucky, the creature misses. If you're unlucky, you take a stamina points worth of damage. Okay. I will test
Wow.
my luck. I have not been lucky. I rolled a 10.
Oh. I have been lucky just about. I rolled a 6, which is under my 7, but my 7 is now a 6
Yeah.
because
Yeah, my luck is now 8,
rules.
and I take a stamina point. Okay. Turn to 230. I mean, it could be worse, unless now everything jumps up and starts killing us.
Mm.
The creature now standing before you is a semi-decayed man. His quick eyes dart from side to side, watching you. His long tongue flashes out with a hissing noise. His teeth and nails are sharp, and he doesn't seem to be afraid of your weapon. He is a ghoul. Okay, so he has skill 8 and stamina 7. He has the ability to paralyze you if he scores 4 separate wounds on you during this battle.
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
So we've got to keep track.
Yeah. So we
In
have to know
theory.
how many times he hits. But, I mean, to be fair, I know
We're at
my
max, aren't
stamina
we?
is currently 15. So, essentially, if he hits me 4 times, it'll be 7. If he
Yeah.
gets me down to stamina 7, then I'm paralysed. Okay?
Yes. Yes,
All right.
indeed.
However, he is skill 8, stamina 7, so I think we've probably got him.
Hmm.
And I have rolled an 8 for a total of 18.
Oh, you say we've probably got him, Ben. That's a 2 on my dice for a 14.
And he has rolled a 6, which is also a 14.
Ooh.
So he's down to stamina 5. I have rolled an 11 for 21.
Mine is a 6 for an 18.
Okay. And his is a 4 for a 12. So he is now down to stamina 1. And I have rolled a 6 for a total of 16.
Mine is a 9 for 21.
And he has rolled a 4 for a total of 12. He is dead. So we turn to 390. The ghoul twitches and dies at your feet. You search its body and find little of interest. A couple of earrings, worth 1 gold piece between them, are in one of its pockets. You may take these. Okay. Earrings.
Some earrings.
They could be useful.
Mm.
If you haven't already searched the first body, you do so and find 5 gold pieces. We've already done that. You may also stop here, rest and eat provisions. Yes, in the decaying flesh chamber, that's where I want to eat.
The room that was so rancid it made us want to turn around. Isn't that how it was described?
Yes.
Is that this one? Hmm.
Now, it then says you can add 2 luck points, though obviously I can only add 1. But you can add 2 luck points for killing the ghoul, so that puts me back up on top luck.
Yeah.
We can press on northwards or search the second body. To me, this is a no-brainer. We've searched 2.
Yeah, and we were on the way to search the second when the third one got us.
We were.
Yeah.
I think we have to do it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We search the second body. Turn to 393. I think this is the first time I've ever seen this, so I bet we haven't done this before. 390, which is the
Hmm.
paragraph we're currently on, and 393 are actually on the same page.
Ooh,
I didn't
interesting.
realise that until we got to the end. So I don't even have to turn the page in order to read the next one. You search the pockets of the other body and find 8 gold pieces, so that's 4 each.
Ooh.
Gotta say, this would have made the ferry trip a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely.
We find a bottle of liquid and an old piece of parchment. Okay.
Old parchment.
Okay.
Very good.
It then says to read we can read the parchment or test the liquid.
Well,
You see, last time reading things was not our friend.
no, that's true. We suddenly got cursed, and a timer was put on us, wasn't it? Which
Yeah,
inevitably led to our demise. I feel in
but
a roundabout way.
I feel in general reading things is good.
Yes,
And I do want to
I
find
would
out what the
agree.
liquid is because it could be important.
Well, yeah, I mean, drinking things is also important.
Yeah, very true. Yes. So what do you fancy? Reading parchment? Testing liquid?
Mm, I mean, I want to say both, but
I agree with you. I
potentially
think we
it
should
might
do
not give
both.
us the choice to
I'm
do
tempted
so.
to read the parchment first in case what it says is don't drink the liquid.
That's very fair. I think that's a sensible choice. When you put it like that, Ben, it's hard to argue with. Let's do that.
Let's read the parchment and see what happens.
Yeah.
212. The parchment is well worn and almost illegible. It is a map of some sort, headed The Maze of Zagor. You can make little
Ooh.
sense of it, although a room to the north is marked dot 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 GER, like danger perhaps, and another to the east is marked SM dot 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 P dot 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 LE. So it could be
S
small people.
SM dot P
Dot 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 LE.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Hmm.
You fold up the map and put it in your pocket. If you haven't yet tested the liquid and wish to do so, turn to 369.
Hmm.
Okay, let's do that. We will try 369. You swallow some of the liquid. Turn to 109. Oh, that can't be a good sign, can it?
Hmm. No, I think often when they throw in those extra, this is what you do. Turn to this to find out what happens. It ends poorly for us.
The liquid is smooth and watery, and as you drink it, you begin to glow. You feel euphoric and a
Hmm.
little drunk at the same time. Your confidence grows and your weariness disappears. The bottle contains holy water, blessed by the overpriest of Canlash Ma. It has restored your stamina almost to full strength. So you can increase your stamina to 2 points below your initial stamina, unless you're already there or above. You can add points to your current skill to take it up to 1 point below your initial skill, if you need to. And you may add 4 luck points, which restores my luck. Very nice.
Definitely.
Okay. If you've already looked at the parchment, you may do so. And if you've already looked at the parchment, you can leave the room northwards. So we will go north to 120. You leave the chamber, walk down a short passage and reach a staircase going up. You climb the stairs and arrive at the top in a passageway. Turn to 197. At the top of the stairs, the passage turns sharply to the east. As you pause to get your bearings, you hear a creaking in the rock behind you. You spin round in time to see a heavy portcullis drop to seal off the passageway behind you. Your only way now is forward. You may either press on forward or may check the walls for secret passages.
Ooh.
I mean, again, it's offering us secret passages, and I feel we need to at least look, right?
Yeah. Give it a go.
We'll try.
Eventually, we must find one. I'm sure we did last time at some point.
Possibly. We will try 295. We will check the walls for secret passages. You find no secret passages. However, your explorations attract some sort of creature, and as you listen, you can hear something coming down the corridor towards you. To find out what sort of wandering monster you've come across, turn to 161. You must fight the creature, and if you defeat it, you may press on down the passageway. However, at section 161, you will not be told where to progress to. So write down 48 now so you'll know where to go after 161. Right, okay.
Kind of makes sense. I get what's
Okay.
going on here.
All right, so we have to fight it. So we turn to 161, and when we beat it, we turn to 48. Okay.
When? Yes.
When we beat it. 161.
Precisely.
Yeah. This is presumably because you can encounter this wandering monster multiple times in different places.
Yeah, potentially any other, I guess at the very least, any other secret passages that we don't happen to find.
Make sure you've noted the references instructed on the last page. You'll return to that reference after dealing with the creature you're about to encounter. Okay. That part is very clear. So, your tappings and scrapings at the rock face as you search for secret doors and passageways resound through the dungeon corridors. Various creatures roam freely through the underworld, and your noises have attracted the attentions of one of the following monsters. Roll 1 die. Consult the table below to find out what has come to investigate. Fight the creature as normal. Wandering monsters never carry any treasure. If you defeat this monster, return to the reference you've noted. Okay. So, we get to roll. We don't want a 6, it turns out. Sixes are potential. I mean, none of them are unbeatable by any means, but 6 is the worst. They basically get worse as you roll up. So would you care to roll a d6 for me?
I shall indeed. Keeping my fingers crossed at the same time. That's a 2.
A 2. It is an orc. Skill 6, stamina 5. Okay, away we go.
Yep. Let's go.
I've rolled a 6, so that's a total of 16.
Mine's a 5 for a total of 17.
And he has rolled a 10 for a total of 16. So you prefer odds to evens, don't you?
I do, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
Thank you.
It's an even, so he went for me. We tied, so no harm done either way.
Let's go again.
I rolled an 8 for a total of 18.
Oh, mine is an 11 this time for ridiculous rank 23.
So he is now down to stamina, well, -1. He is done. Yep. Okay. So we turn to 48.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
You are in an east-west corridor. If you go east, you'll turn a corner northwards. Or we can go west. Well...
Wait, we're in an east-west corridor.
Yep. If we go
east,
it turns north, or we can go west, in which case it is west.
I've got, yeah, I think.
I have no inherent way of assessing which is right.
I think we were heading east, and I think we came from west.
Okay.
I believe.
So should we continue eastward with a little bit of a turn to the north then?
Because we didn't find a secret passage, did we? We were walking along, and then we looked for one. And a monster came.
So I guess we go east then and see what happens.
Yeah, or go west, and I suppose the worst thing that will happen is it will say we've found a portcullis that's come down. At least then that will tell you whether the person drawing the map is already completely lost. Which could be a strong possibility.
Well, I get the impression that where the portcullis came down must have been like on the side of this passageway then, mustn't it? So effectively we went through the portcullis north, and now we're in an east-west T-junction.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's possible. I don't know, of course, but... so, I mean, we can just roll a die for it if you don't have any strong feelings about which way to go.
Go west.
Go west.
And then
all right, 48. Yeah. Go west. We will turn to 60. Yes, you walk along the corridor only to find that the way westward is blocked by a heavy portcullis. Turn back to where you were. Turn to 48. Okay.
Right. Cool. I'm pretty sure we are. We came down some stairs. We turned east. A portcullis dropped, and then we looked for a secret passage and couldn't find one. And now we are in an east-west corridor. We came from the west. We're going east, and it's about to turn north.
Okay, then. So if we go east, we turn a corner northwards.
Yes.
So we will turn to 391. You are at the south end of a north-south corridor. Looking northwards, you can see a passage coming off from the east wall. Okay. So we can Right. We can go up the east passage,
Yeah.
or check for secret passages as we walk northwards, or go
Mhm.
south following a bend to the west. Well, we know that that is 48 and useless to us.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can either turn east or check for secret passages as we walk north.
Which, to be fair, last time, but eventually we're gonna come across one, surely.
Mm.
I don't mind, Ben. I'm happy either way. I think at this point,
Let's try a bit more
East
east
was
for
East
now.
was potentially small people. Is that right? Or something,
Possibly,
something along
because I
those
mean, it
lines.
does feel like we're in the maze, doesn't it?
Mm.
So let's try to the east. Turn to 52. You're standing at
Gotcha.
a T junction where a passage to the east comes off a north south corridor.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can go south, check for secret passages on the way southwards, go north, check for secret passages on the way northwards, or go east.
Right. So this got us to the east. We haven't gone east, right? We're at the junction that would have gone east.
That's what I think, yeah.
So we're going east.
We'll go east.
Is that the decision we made? Yeah, that was the decision
That was the decision,
we
yeah.
were going to go. Yeah.
So 291, we go
Into that.
east.
Okay.
291.
Wow. I see why this is referred to as a maze. It's just a very different style of writing these things down, I think, isn't it, compared to the
Okay.
first half?
You're standing in the middle of an east-west corridor. To the east is a dead end, but we can investigate it by turning to 315. To the west is a familiar junction. If we go that way, it's 52. Another passageway, quite a short one, leads off to the north and ends in a large wooden door.
Ooh.
If you want to try the door, go to 227. This could be the small people door.
It could be.
Mind you, it is in the
It could
north,
be
so
it.
it could be the danger door.
Yeah, that's true. It could just be a completely different door somewhere in between that is neither.
Yeah.
But it is a door.
You're right, it's a door. Yep, of course. It's completely out of our hands. We have to go and investigate the
I
door.
mean, I don't want to twist your arm, Ben, but
No, let's try the
there are
door.
rules.
You're quite right.
There are
It
rules
is
for
the
these
rules.
things.
227. The door opens and you find yourself in a small smoke-filled room. Sitting in the room around a wooden table are four tiny men, each about 1 metre tall, but all are apparently fully mature with weathered skin and long bushy beards. They are cursing, laughing and joking as they play a card game. Each one is leaning back on his tiny chair, puffing a long clay pipe. On the table are a number of copper coins and 4 mugs of ale. As you walk in, their merriment stops. They're on their guard, but don't appear to be too dangerous. One stands up and makes some comment about your lack of manners, not knocking before you came in. The others nod their agreement. We can chat to them and try to befriend them, apologise and leave, offer to join their game, or draw a sword and go for the leader.
It seems totally overkill. But
There is another hint, however, here, which says, if you've already been in this room, you find it empty. I don't know what that means.
Hmm. Interesting.
So it doesn't say, if you've already been in this room, they acknowledge your presence and keep on with their card game or anything.
No, but it also doesn't say if you've already been in this room, you find a load of bodies on the floor.
That's right.
Hmm.
Um,
My instinct would be not to dash in swinging a sword. And,
I would agree.
Is it apologise and leave, offer to join their game,
Or
is
chat
there
to
another
them and
one?
try and befriend them.
Tough choice. I mean, I don't feel well. I suppose the whole point of us being here is to find more gold, but I don't feel as though we're in dire need of gold at the minute.
No. I mean, if we chat to them, they might give us a clue about the maze, of course.
That is true. Shall we try and be friendly?
Let's give it a shot. 131. I mean, it probably ends in chaos and death, but yeah, we can try.
Yeah, I mean, but that's happened many a time before to us. So, yeah.
Okay. You chat about various things, and they seem eager to be friendly. They feel lonely in the dungeon with so much evil about, and are happy to speak to visitors of a lawful disposition. They tell you that you are in the maze of Zagor. The only way out is to go deeper into the dungeon. They tell you that the way through the maze is to leave the room,
Ooh.
turn right, left, keep going straight, and then they begin to get a bit vague. They are not entirely sure it's correct. You may, if you wish, eat a meal from your provisions, but you'll have to share it with them, and this will only gain half the normal stamina. Eventually, you thank them and
Seems
leave the room.
reasonable.
Okay, so from them, it's apparently right, left, and then straight on.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we leave the room and go to 291. Okay, you're standing in that corridor again. To the east is a dead end, which we can investigate, and to the west is the junction. So, if we go to the east, we can investigate the dead end. I mean, it's probably just search for secret passages, and if there's nothing there, then wandering monster, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, they said go right. Right?
They did. And it would
Leave
be
the
going
room, go
left
right,
if we...
which is west. Yeah.
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 I mean,
So
we
let's
could
go
just
west.
follow their instructions and see where it takes us.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Sorry, we hadn't discussed that, had we? That's kind of my plan, or at least for a little bit, and see, see what happens, because they
Right,
do
well,
get a bit vague, and
let's
they're not
try it.
entirely sure.
So, yeah, if we head back to the junction, to go that way, turn to 52. We can head
Yep.
back to the junction and get to 52. Standing in a T-junction where a passage to the east comes off a north-south corridor. Yes. And then we want to go right again, which is to go north.
Which is to go north.
We have two choices then. We can go north or check for secret passages on the way northwards.
Ooh.
But if we're just following their instructions, it's just go north, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if we go north, that's 354.
354. 354.
You go north, 354. You're standing at a bend in the passageway. And go west or south. Okay. And again, we can go west, go south, or check for secret passageways on the way west or on the way south. Well, they did say go left, which would be go west.
Yeah.
And if we do that, we turn to 308.
Stuff.
So let's try 308 and see where it takes us. Okay, you're standing at a crossroads. To the west, the passageway goes on a few meters and turns north. To the north, the passageway ends at a door. To the east, that's the way we've come from. And looking south, it goes on as far as you can see.
They said to go straight over, didn't they?
They did, which would be west.
Yes. So west. We'll give it a go.
Let's give it a shot.
And then that's all we got, isn't it? From them at least.
Yeah. If we go west, that's a 187. I mean, in any event, one way or another, we're going to have to investigate this maze.
Yeah.
You're standing in the corner of a bend in the passage. To the north, the passage ends in a dead end, which we can investigate if we choose, or we can go back to 308. Well, to me, it sounds like this is where they got a bit vague, but maybe this is the dead end we do have to investigate.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's worth investigating if this is where they told us to go and it's a bit vague, I think.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. We will investigate and turn to 171. You're standing at the north end of a short north-south passage. You're at a dead end. To investigate the wall, turn to 337. Okay. 337. You find no secret passages, but as you press the walls, you hear a click. You feel dizzy and slump to the ground. When you come to, the surroundings look strange. Turn to 267.
Oh, no.
Okay, 267. Now, I seem to remember there were a number of places where that happened.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is build a little mini-map, don't we? For the new thing, with 267 in the middle. And then work out how that connects to 308.
Yes.
Because the
In
crossroads
theory,
we
we
know
will
about
need
that we've just been through was 308.
308, yeah.
So we just don't know where 267 is relative to 308. And 267 is a simple north, south, east, west with, values.
Okay, cool. So we're yeah, north, south, east, west. Let's go somewhere over here.
Yes, and we can do a sort of, yeah, we'll work out how it connects to the 308 thingy.
Yes, let's go somewhere over here because I think that's right. Cool.
Okay, let's do that. And while we're at it, let's scroll up like that. There we go. Right. So on that basis, given that we've had our glorious moment of being doomed, I think that might be a good time to take a break.
Yeah, cool.
With a new
That
crossroads
works.
to explore.
Yes, a new map technically. I forgot
Yes,
about the.
absolutely right.
I forgot
Yes,
about the you lose consciousness and come out, wake up somewhere completely different to where you were.
I had completely forgotten it as well until I was reading the paragraph, and then of course it all came flooding back to me.
Mm.
And I seem to remember
Yes.
we were rendered unconscious several times.
Mm. Indeed. Indeed.
And I can't remember exactly where we came back to last time when we regained consciousness. It may be that there's more than one place you wake up as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. In any event,
Well,
we will take a short break and be back very, very soon for the probably 11 months of traversing this maze that we're now going to face. Um, yes. See you after the break. And we're back. So, we are at 267. We can go north, south, east, or west. We don't know which way it is to get back to the bit of the maze we know, do we?
No, some numbers we've got 308, 187, 52, but we have no idea where we are.
No. Okay. So, I guess it doesn't matter then, really. We might as well go in a direction. Which do you fancy? North, south, east, or west?
It's a very good question. Do you try north?
Yeah, why not? Let's try north. That's 312. Oh, good call. You follow a long, narrow passageway which goes north, then west, then north again, and you eventually find yourself at a crossroads. Turn to 308.
Ooh.
Okay.
Right. It goes north, west, north, and we're at 308.
Yeah. So it's effectively, I mean,
Yeah.
it has a little kink in it, but it's basically a north passageway, yeah. Okay.
So, crossroads in there.
So that's put us back at 308. So, to the west, it goes on a few metres and then turns north. But we know that way leads to sleepy time.
Yes.
To the north, the passageway ends at a door, but that might be the danger door.
Yeah. Although it is a door. I did forget that last time, and I felt quite bad about it.
To the east, the passage continues and turns southwards. And we know what's there.
Yeah.
And looking south, the passage goes on as far as you can see. But we know what's south.
Yeah. Though I don't think there are many more options east, necessarily.
No, I think we've done east. So if we go north to the door, that would at least be a new place.
Yeah.
And then we'll have finished with this bit, won't we, really? And we can head back south.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, well, let's try it. It's obviously full of danger, but we're going to go north and to the door, because it is a door. 54. Yeah. Okay, you're standing outside a door at the north end of a north-south passage. We can go south to 308 or go through the door. Turn to 179. Through the door it is. 179.
Definitely only one option.
Ah, yes. Okay. You've entered a large square room. Broken pottery lies scattered all about. One large clay vase is untouched and is full of clear liquid. A large bowl is full of gold coins. As you enter the room, the door slams behind you and you swing around to face a strange-looking creature, half man, half bull, who is glaring at you. He is a minotaur, and he stalks towards you. He lowers his head, horns pointing at your chest, and charges. You must fight him. Okay. All right, so after 3 attack rounds, you have the opportunity to escape, but you have to wait until 3 attack rounds. Or we can fight him and kill him, and then it says if you've already been in this room and killed the Minotaur, then you find it empty. Okay. So, we have to fight him.
Yep. There is no running away this time.
Nope. This is just, the way it is, I'm afraid, this one. So he is skill 9, stamina 9.
Ooh,
And I've rolled a 10 to start. That's a good start.
that is a good start. Mine is a 7 for a 19.
And he has rolled a 9 for an 18. So he is now stamina 5. That stamina 9 didn't last him very long, did it?
Mm.
I've rolled a 7.
Mine is a 5 for 17.
And he's rolled an 11. So he's going to hit one of us. It's a 2, so he hits me. For
No.
stamina drops to 14. Okay. Next round. This time I've rolled an 11.
Mine is a 7 for a 19 total.
19 total. He's rolled a 2. So he's down to stamina 1. This time it's my turn to roll a 2.
Mine is a 9 for a 21.
However, he's rolled a 3, which means even if he
Ooh.
goes for me, he's dead and I'm unhurt. Okay,
Very nice.
so if we kill him, turn to 258, and we did indeed kill him.
Did indeed.
258. That's good. You sort through the broken pots and find little of interest. The liquid looks, smells, and tastes like water. The coins in the pot are a fraud. 8 genuine gold pieces lie on the surface of the pile, but underneath they're painted pieces of pot. Okay, so we get 4 gold pieces each.
Yep.
That's excellent. As you tip the vase, it slips and breaks. A red-coloured key appears, hidden inside a false bottom in the bowl. You may take this key. It is inscribed with the number 111.
Very good.
That's excellent stuff. Superb. You may rest here and eat some provisions if you have any. You can add 2 luck points. I don't actually need 2 luck points.
No.
Finally, you leave the room, turn to 54. Okay, you're standing outside a door at the north end of a north-south passage. To go south, turn to 308. Okay, we're standing at the crossroads. Now, if I'm right, west is Sleepy. East is where we originally came from, and we technically didn't search for secret passages everywhere and things like that, but we've seen everything to the east.
Yeah.
So if we go south, it takes us to 160, and that's realistically where we have to go.
Yes.
Okay, you follow a long, narrow passageway which goes south, then east, then south again. Yes. Until you eventually find yourself at a crossroads. Turn to 267. Yep. So this is the other crossroads we were at.
Yeah.
267. So, we've been north. So it's southwest or east? What do you fancy?
South?
Okie dokie.
Or,
South.
or west. I only say that because I don't have much space to the east, so I'm hoping that there's nothing there.
um, let's try south. You never know. Yeah. South is 246.
246.
Okay. You set off south along a cobbled passageway. It swings west, then south, then west again. So basically, it turns west. Until you find yourself at a three-way junction. We can go north, west, or return east.
Don't have much to go on other than that, do we?
No, nothing, I'm afraid. I'm tempted to say north in case it links up back to where we've come from and we can close the loop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is
and then get more numbers as
329
well,
if we go
which
north.
is always good. 329.
329 if we go north. Yep. 329.
Wonderful.
Okay, you set off and find yourself in the middle of a north-south passageway. There is a door in the western wall. Opposite the door, a passage going off eastwards. And to the north, there's a door some meters ahead. To the south, you can see a junction.
Right, so
there's a
passageway opposite
passage
a door.
east,
Yeah.
Door to the west,
Yeah.
and a door to the north.
Door some way to the north. Wow. We've got a choice of doors. I don't think we've ever had this before, have we?
I don't know.
I'm
Obviously,
sure
the door
maybe
in
we
the
have.
west wall is the closer door.
That is true. That is very true.
Shall we try it before we head north?
Yeah. Let's give that a
Okay. 157, door in the west wall. Okay, the door opens into an east-west passage which turns north after several meters. To follow this direction, turn to 4. If you decide against going through the door, turn to 329. I mean, we're here. We should probably explore, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So we'll follow this direction and go to 4. Okay, you're in a north-south corridor. To the north, the passage turns east some meters ahead. To the south, the passage also turns east. So south is the way we've just come from.
Yeah.
So north will take us to, it'll turn east and go to 46, okay?
Let's do that.
You're standing in a short east-west passageway with a door blocking the way to the east. To the west, the passage turns southwards after several metres. It's leading us back via 4, or go through the door, turn to 206. Well, we have to go through the door. It's a door.
It is indeed.
So
Let's,
206. You enter a large square room. In the centre of the room is a grey-haired old man sitting at a desk. His desk is covered in papers and parchments of various sorts, and he holds a long quill pen. He is surrounded by books. Thousands of them line the shelves around the walls, from floor to ceiling. As you enter, he looks up at you. Will he recognise you? If you've been in this room before, turn to 284. If not, 341. Well, we haven't, so 341. The old man glares at you as you enter the room. You may either apologise, explain that you lost your way, and leave either through the door in the west or south walls, or alternatively you may try to talk to the old man. If you want to talk to him, you can be pleasant or demand that he answers your questions. We're going to talk to him?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm hoping that door in the south wall is the door that we saw before, because otherwise my scale's way off. Let's give it a go. I'm hoping that he's not going to kill us, and we could potentially leave through that door and check it out.
If so, that would be very convenient.
If that's okay with you, Ben, it would be super convenient for me.
That would be lovely, yes. So if we talk to him, I assume we want to be pleasant, right?
Yeah.
So we will turn to 220.
I think my my scale has gone a bit off. I've shrunken everything down for some reason.
He is enraged by your pleasantries. He waves his hand in the air, mumbles a few strange syllables, and then points at you. You feel your head spinning and pass out. You awake in a dead-end passage.
Oh, no.
Turn to 171.
I don't think we've got a 171 so far, unless it's one of the ones that I missed out.
You're standing at the north end of a short north-south passage. You're at a dead end. To investigate the wall, turn to 337. To go southwards, 187.
Unless that's the short passage where we passed out before.
Could be, couldn't it?
The short north-south, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Maybe I didn't write down the number.
Yeah, it is, because to go southwards, turn to 187, and that's on your map.
Yes. What was the number for this one?
The number for this one was 171.
171. I'll write that down for the next time it inevitably happens.
Okay. So, yes, we can turn to 187.
Yeah.
And then... Now, I'm quite tempted to say we work our way back...
Yeah.
...to that old man room and try and come at it from the south.
Check and make sure that, yeah.
If that makes sense.
That's a good plan. Yes, I like it. Confirm that is indeed the the door that leads into that room, and so, I don't have to do some major alterations.
Yeah, so we can go eastwards to 308, which we'll do.
Yeah.
Then south to 160.
Yeah.
Then crossroads at 267.
Yeah.
Then From that one, we go south again, don't we?
Yes.
To 246.
Yeah. Snake round. Get to a T-junction. Go north.
Yes, it's a three-way junction. Go north to 329.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then to the north there's a door some meters ahead.
Yes,
okay, so let's try it. And hope this lines up. So if we go to the door in the north, that's 392. You're at a north-south corridor. You can go through the northwards through a large wooden door or south. Okay. So it is northwards through a large wooden door is 206.
Cool.
Yes. Large square room, yada, yada, yada. That does line up perfectly. So that's 206 is that room.
Good stuff.
Yes, he will recognise us. I'd forgotten that. He may just blat us out again, mightn't he?
Somewhere completely different. But at least we know that crossroads going north leads to that room.
Yeah. We have been in the room before. Turn to 284. Okay. You again, says the maze master, obviously annoyed at being disturbed. You're disturbing my concentration. Be off with you. You begin to explain that you only returned by mistake, but as you open your mouth, an icy glare from the old man silences you. You decide to leave him to it. We can leave to the west or to the south, but the south seems the more direct route, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So we'll leave by the south door and go to 392.
Yep.
North-south corridor, northwards through a door, or south, turn to 329. We will go to 329.
Yep.
You set off and find yourself in the middle of a north-south passageway. There's a door in the western wall. Opposite the door is a passage going eastwards. Right. So that's the only way we haven't been, isn't it? East.
It is, yes.
Okay, so we go to 299 and go east.
Which is not good because, once again, I've not left myself with anywhere near enough room to do anything.
Okay. The passageway runs east for several meters and then runs north. You walk a long way northwards. We can check for secret passages along the way or simply proceed northwards. Do you want to check for passages this time?
I don't know. They keep putting us to sleep and making us wake up somewhere different. I say keep. It happened once. I don't mind. Your choice, Ben.
Well, let's at least map it out then, so we don't have to work our way back here unnecessarily. Let's proceed northwards and see what happens.
Yeah, north and then east, was it?
So no, it went east to start with and then turned north.
Okay, cool.
So we're heading northwards, and we're just going to proceed northwards, turn to 359.
going to hold off a little bit, I think, with the map.
Oh, God. You're at a crossroads. Go north, south, east, or west.
Oh, no.
Okay. You may have to build a new little bit of map for this.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to see if I can... not that one. That's what I want. See if I can drag it bit by bit. Do go on. I will.
Okay. So, north, south, east, or west? Well, we came from the south because it turned north, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we can go north, south, east, or west. And we came from the south. So, I guess continue north to start with? Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, that works for me.
All right. That's turned to 190. Okay, there is a dead end to the north. We can check the dead end or give up and return to the crossroads. I mean, I'm tempted to say that the dead end might make us sleepy.
Yes. They have had a habit of doing that. Let's start with that, and then we can adjust as need be. Back to the crossroads.
Yeah, let's at least explore the terrain.
Yeah, and then east or west.
Yeah.
Is the...
So if we head back to the crossroads, that's 359. Okay, so we've basically got east or west to try. Whichever you fancy first.
I don't mind. I think I'm probably going to have to adjust things either way. So you're cool, Ben.
I don't know. Let's try east to begin with, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
That's 121. Okay. The corridor goes east for several meters, then south, then east again, where it finally ends. We can investigate the dead end or return to the crossroads. Okay. So if we return to the crossroads, it's 359, and let's try west and see what happens. So the end of that east corridor is 121.
121.
And we'll try going back to the crossroads and seeing what's to the west. 359. Yeah. If we go west, that's 385 is west.
385.
You head westwards for several paces, then the passage turns north. Some way up, there's a junction. We can turn south or west. And to the north, the passage ends at a dead end, and we can go up and investigate. So we reach a junction.
North, we've got a dead end. We can go south or west.
Yes. So south will
Southwest,
presumably
north.
take us back to where we've just come from.
Yeah.
North ends in a dead end. And we can
Yeah.
always go and explore these if we need to get out of the maze by ruling them out one by one, can't we?
Yes.
But let's, for the time being, try what happens if we go west.
Yeah.
To
Cool.
297.
297.
You're in an east-west corridor with a T-junction at both ends. To go westward, turn to 150, eastward to 256. So westward it is, 150.
Yeah, it's 297 in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we went west anyway, didn't we? Yeah.
Okay. You're at a three-way junction, north, east or south. East is where we've come from.
Yeah.
So try south first.
Yeah.
See what it says? That's 133.
133.
It ends at a dead end.
That is good because I didn't again leave enough space for myself.
You're in a north-south corridor which ends at a dead end. You look around the rock face for signs of anything interesting when suddenly a rock breaks loose above you and lands on your head. Although the blow was not particularly hard, you find you are feeling dizzy. You fight to remain conscious but are unable to do so. You slump to the ground. When you open your eyes, you're at a junction. Turn to 52.
Oh, we have 52.
52 is all the way back
Near the small
near
people.
the small people, yeah.
Yeah.
You're standing at a T-junction where a passage to the east comes off a north-south corridor. Yeah. So we need to go
North.
north. Yeah, we need to go north. To
South.
354. Yeah, okay, so if we do that, we go north and then south, don't we? Yeah. So we turn to 354 to go north. Then we go south. No, sorry, go west to 308.
Yeah. And then at 308 we go south. Assuming that is the choice of the crossroads.
That is it. Then we go to 160 when we get there. Find ourselves at crossroads number 267.
Yeah. South again.
Right. Now from 267 we go south. Yes, that's right. Which is 246. And then we can go northwest or back east. So it's north, isn't it, then, from there?
Yeah.
So that's 329 we go to. And then there's a door in the west, door in the north, route to the east. So we go
east.
and then north. God. Yeah. So yes, we go east to 299.
Yeah.
Then we proceed north to 359.
Yeah. Which should be a crossroad.
Yes, it is a crossroads. So
We want to go west.
west to 385. Okay. And then we can go west to 297.
Yeah.
Good. Yep, that's the T
Then
junction. So we keep
this
going
time,
west to 150.
yeah, which puts us at a T junction.
Yep. So that's the three-way junction there. Which means we can go north, east, or south. And we went south, didn't we?
Yes. So I would suggest north, but
North. Let's try north.
I'm open to discussions, but
I think north's a very good idea because south just puts us back at 52.
yes.
So north, 222. I feel good about that number. You walk up a long corridor, round a sharp hairpin bend at the top, and finally along an east-west corridor ending at a crossroads. Turn to 85. Doesn't say whether we enter it from the east or the west.
I would assume we're coming from the west. We turned. It was a hairpin, wasn't it?
Yeah. We're at a crossroads. We can go north, south, east, or west.
I don't know. I'm in two minds because in my mind, if where we're going north there does a hairpin, we're entering from the north, so we're in the north-south corridor. Does that make sense? Or am I misunderstanding hairpin turn? It's not a 180. Is it a 180?
Yeah, that's not well normally what it means. Yeah, it's a very sharp
Yeah.
turn, but and
If
yes,
we're in a
more than 90
east-west
degrees.
corridor, right? Okay, so maybe it is just more than 90 degrees. Let's do it that way.
Yeah, maybe.
And then, in which case, we came from the west.
Okay.
And let's space things out a bit more because
So if we came from the west, then 59 won't help. Is it worth confirming that by actually trying to go west and seeing what happens?
Yeah, if you like, and see if we end up back at.
Which says turn to 59.
Yeah.
Yes, that takes us back to 150.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, so that's good news. So we either continue east or go north or south. I suppose we could try south, since that would cut off one block, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Let's give that a go.
All right. So if that crossroads there is 85 that we're at now, we will go south to 373. Okay, south is a dead end. If you go northwards, you'll reach your crossroads, turn to 85. Good.
That works.
That's excellent. Right, then we can go continue east or go north. There is a little part of me that says we should be focusing more on north because when you described the maze, those little people said the only way out is to go deeper in, and basically the thrust has been north, hasn't it?
Yeah, the general direction of the map as a whole has been north.
So let's try 106 and see if that gets us anywhere useful,
Okay.
which is to the north.
106, did you say?
The passageway ahead runs northwards for some time. You may rest along the passage to eat provisions. It then bends to the west and begins to get quite narrow. You reach a small rocky arch, which you will have to stoop to get through. On the other side of the arch, you pause and look around. You're in a large cavern which disappears into distant blackness. The cavern is partially lit by natural light which streams in through a hole in the roof. You cannot see a way through. As you shine your lantern around the cavern, you hear a rumble. A dull glow flickers in the blackness. Suddenly, a jet of fire shoots from the depths of the cavern, narrowly missing you and singeing the mossy growths on the wall. You throw yourself onto the ground and look up to see a large dragon stalking out of the darkness towards you. Smoke curls from its nostrils. Its scaly red skin glistens with an oily covering. The beast is some 15 meters long. How will you attack the creature? Well, it says we can draw our sword, or we can search our memory for another means of attack. Now, we do actually have a Dragonfire spell.
We do indeed. We do.
And I've written down 296, which must mean that's the paragraph where it's explained.
Yes.
So we shall search our memory for another means of attack. That is 126. Does the name Ferigo di Maggio mean anything to you? Yes, it does.
It does.
If not, you must find. If it does, turn to 26. It most definitely does. You remember DiMaggio's small leather-bound book and silently mouth the spell contained within its pages. You shout loudly at the dragon and it stops in its tracks. It cocks its head to one side and eyes you suspiciously. You fling a stone at its head and the rock bounces off its nose. The beast lets out an angry cry and breathes deeply, a roaring sound being created from within its throat. The dragon exhales, and from between its teeth you can see another fireball building up. You prepare yourself, and as the ball of flame comes from its mouth, you cry, Ekelerif, Ekamerif, Erif, Erif, DiMaggio. The fireball continues no further. With an agonized scream, the dragon tries to shake the flames from its snout, but there the burning continues. Squealing in agony, the dragon turns its back and leaps into the blackness, flailing its head from side to side. Turn to 371. Safe for the moment, you investigate the cavern and find a passageway which continues to the west. You may rest and eat provisions before you continue, and add 3 luck points for defeating the dragon. Actually, I can't because I don't need any. I'm topped up on luck.
As am I.
Okay. So, we have defeated the dragon. And we are at 371. And I think that is probably a good place to call it for tonight.
Ooh.
Because I don't know if we're actually out of the maze, but I have a vague feeling we're... I don't really know when it formally ends, but we've got to be close, right?
Yeah. I feel as though anybody who puts a dragon in the actual maze is out to get us.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I get the impression that we might be. But yes, that feels all right.
Okay.
Indeed.
Well, with that done then, I feel it is time we call it for the evening. I have no idea how much longer there is to play. I can't remember how long it was after Dragon. I can't actually even remember if we met the Dragon last time.
No, neither can I. I'm not sure.
Because it's entirely possible last time I had Dragon in my head. I knew there was a dragon because we got the Dragonfire spell last time, I think.
Yes, we
Or
did,
because we met the
definitely.
dragon last time. But I can't remember which it was, or if it was both.
I think we definitely got the spell,
Hmm.
from what I remember. Yeah.
Okay. Right, well, when we resume to hopefully conclude the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, it is quite likely that it won't be a very long one if we've done everything we need to do, or it could be another crushing defeat.
That is very possible. That is very
It
possible.
could easily be both of those. So either way, thank you very much for joining us. We should be back on Friday for more Traveller, when we
Yeah.
will be exploring a little bit more of the Kelleran, as our heroes try and work out what on earth is up with that ship. And until then, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Ewan. That was great fun.
No, thanks, Ben. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Until then, good night.
Good night.